Hi guys, we're back using simple screen recorder, the one that made it possible to probably make 10,000 videos, more or less. We are 4,100 in ArcoLinux, but before that I was recording as well, of course. So we got ourselves a project. The idea is to install every single desktop that we can from the arconet ISO. That is the ISO to go to, because if you want to have Plasma, you choose Arco Plasma. And if you have really the idea, I'm a seasoned ArcoLinux user, then pro user, then you use maybe Arco. There we go, Arco Pro, and all the rest should use ArcoNet, because that's where you can install and choose anything really. So we're putting up ArcoNet. We have 2 kernels, so try them out. If one doesn't work, the most important thing is of course the internet. Since the advanced version requires internet, we do hope that changing the kernel will help you in acknowledging maybe a wireless or finding drivers for the Ethernet card, etc. Right? So the NIC card, network interface card. So you boot up. You have a little bit of knowledge what you have, and by that I mean you need to know, do I have an NVIDIA card in there? Often you know, because you spend a lot of money on an NVIDIA card, and if it's a laptop you'll find a sticker often somewhere, an adhesive somewhere on your machine saying, hey, NVIDIA is in here. And then it's only, well, hopeful, right? We hope that the NVIDIA DKMS, which is the one created from Arch, well, acknowledges and finds the drivers for it. And the older machines, you need older drivers. So ArcoLinux changed the way we install things, and we have now 3 ISOs. It matters, getting online, it matters. So make sure first you have your online, and there are countries out there that have issues with the internet because of firewalls and all that. VPN is then your way to go, right? So best advice I can give you there is find out on forums in your country how to bypass basically all these firewalls. All right. So the ArcoLinux Welcome app welcomes us, but gives us also information. And if you forgot the new vision of the 3 ISOs, that's here, right? So this is really the advanced guys, Arco Pro. Here you've chosen already a Plasma, but you can have other Wayland stuff like Hyperlink and Wayfire in the same combo here. But here we have all the rest. So anything goes really, also Plasma, and also stuff maybe you can find Arco Pro, but this is really expert. It goes to services and Bluetooth and printing and network. It's more for the expert guy. So we're here, ArcoNet Easy. So this one is always going to work because it's offline, right? You get the ISO when it was built, and I'm using the ISO that I've built quite recently, actually June 26, as a test that everything is still working with the latest boost and boost lib files and update. So fine, everything works great. Offline is no internet required, online is internet is required. But what's more, right, choose the way to boot, and if you don't know, choose grub. But what's more, what was I going to say? XFCE is going to be removed. That's important to know. So if you do not select anything in the desktop, which might be a good idea, right? Then you have to type in the commands, because you get SDM, that's installed. So if you don't select anything in here, you get a beautiful SDM, you log in, and you can't log in because there's nothing behind it. You go to TTY. In Real Metal, it's Ctrl Alt F1, F2, F3, F4, and test all these guys out till you are on TTY, and then you type a command, right? It's super simple. This is so great. This is Arch. And you type in sudo pacman -s xfce4, right? And then there are some goodies. Think about the goodie bag, maybe something to remember. goodies. I don't know why they call it like that, right? But those are the packages. And if you just say to the system, go and get the databases in, you'll get a long list of things that you want to install. And we say Ctrl+C, right? So all of this with two names, you get all of that. So these are group packages, meta packages. Have a look at ArchWiki, what that is all about. So yes, you don't have to select anything. You can still go to T2I and just say, I want to have Mate, right? But we're making videos, and the last video I've made was how to install i3. So how to install Icewm is the next one. These are the packages that we need for it. And you can scroll and maybe say, I don't want that, I don't want that. In the beginning, just try it out, see what you like, and then maybe later on you can say, I don't want that, I don't want that. But there are other ways to remove things. Sudo pacman -r and rs, and make sure everything is removed via scripts. Removal, installation, that's for scripts. So you don't have to think about it on the next clean install. Belgian, next, erase disk. We've done a lot of things already. What if we don't, don't think I've done Btrfs yet, and choose one of those, right? Investigate what this is all about. There are videos about that. But if I think, and that's an if I select Btrfs, I go back. Either you choose time shift and Btrfs, or you choose snapper and Btrfs. And these things, you might have seen them on another distro, Garuda, right? So these packages are on the AOR. We've built them for you, and the origin is Garuda. So if you like the way they do things, then you select this, and otherwise you select that. All right, one or both doesn't really make sense, but it's Linux, anything is possible, right? You choose. Voila, all the parameters are in there, and then we install it. So we've chosen for Btrfs. Maybe we should wait a little bit longer. Creating, this is critical, and off we go, right? We have to wait for this one. This one is rsync, and rsync, a certain file has been mounted and another has been mounted as well. So your real metal of, well, your virtual machine here in this case, right? Your hard disk is now mounted, and it is the files and the folders are moved from A to B, basically. Copy, paste. This is what you see is what you get. Since this is an advanced, somewhere around 50, 55, 60%, we say remove XFCE4, remove XFCE4 goodies, and then we say now desktop X, Y, and Z. Okay. So I was talking about Btrfs. Maybe we can find some information about Btrfs, if it's interesting or not, what people say about it. So it's an interesting learning project, I would say, to read as much as you can about Btrfs. ArcoLinux, whoops, ArcoLinux Btrfs. Next one, yeah, cancel, blah blah blah, accept all, and ArcoLinux Btrfs. Okay, so there is information, surely more than, so maybe, I don't know, Linux Btrfs. Don't think Linux should be there, but let's see. Organize, well, there we go again. Oh my god, right? Btrfs guide, maybe, modernizing Linux storage. Have a look and read and learn and learn and learn. And voila, you see, right? What are the hits here? Btrfs, which is a good thing. Read about Btrfs. It's all quite technical, but in the end it always starts with an application and then a configuration, and the rest, well, Calamars makes it easy for us. He's going to do everything on the fly. Well, on the fly, it's code that is applied, and we can choose what kind of element or subvolumes that we're going to create. So Btrfs subvolume create, voila. And this basically, that's what's going on, is already in the past. Basically we're now already copy pasting, but somewhere in the code was make a volume. And off we go. Quota, lots of information, swap file, corrupt, balance, snapshots, deduplication. I mean, there's a lot to learn. And yes, it's technical. That means we have to read it, I suppose, 20-30 times before we get it right. And it's not gonna be just like click, got it. It's years and years of time, and then you understand more or less why people use Btrfs, or what the advantage or the disadvantage is for Btrfs. Is Btrfs optimized for SSDs, right? Questions that maybe you'd like to be answered. Well, have a look, right? I'm not a guru, I don't know. I just read a lot and listen a lot. And that's where the knowledge is, online. Arch installation on a Btrfs root file system. So somebody explains that he has created something. Voila, the boot, the swap, Linux swap. And off he goes, changing all kind of things. Device SDA3 is gonna mount it, gonna make and create all these subvolumes, and it's gonna install. So this is another way of doing things by code, right? Via the ArchWiki installation. Why should I switch? Have a look at it. These days you can also ask your tutorial, your tutor, your professor. AI is there, right? So ask the apps, AI, compare me ext4 with Btrfs. Should I use Btrfs? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? You'll be amazed what kind of information you'll get by just asking this question instead of on forums and wherever, right? Ask AI, but always, as surely you'll know, be critical, right? First, look around, or vice versa. I suppose in a few years time we'll first look on AI and then check if everything is correct, right? But these days we're probably gonna look first and then ask AI. Depends how much you trust AI, of course. System rollbacks, have a look. What else? So ArcoLinux Btrfs, all you need to know about Btrfs. We've written an article about it. And there's another one here. Accept all. Time shift snapper. Sources used. As you see, I've done my due diligence, as they say in English. I've done my test, right? I went to look for information and try to understand what is Btrfs actually about, and probably some of these things probably will not exist anymore. I don't know. Follow the links. Some things that I found interesting are shared here. 35 videos about Btrfs. I'll guess I'll add this one too, and the numbers go up, I see here. So 3000, 4136 exploring time shift on a Btrfs system. So yeah, there's a lot of information. Here's a SUSE. So the source of the articles and the videos you find is of course important, right? And SUSE is of course known by many people, Red Hat, stuff like that. So trust the messenger, but always be critical. Even though you assume you can trust them, always, well, be on the lookout. Btrfs advantage, maybe centralized OS management. Learn the benefits of Btrfs and listen and start bookmarking things. If you say that's a good one, so you can help somebody else out and say, okay, have a look at this one, this helped me. Voilà. How are we doing? Okay, 68%. So Btrfs, let's do that. Voila. Back here. Oh, we're jumping just a few files there. Of course, we're installing something. And Icewm. What is Icewm? Icewm window manager. So the information you need to find is this one. This is where it should go. It's written from scratch in C++. Okay, 997. Whoa, right? The latest version is from June, which is okay, right? 2024, June the 16th. And it's easy to use, simple and fast, standards compliant, and have a look diagonally what's in here. And themable, man pages, manuals, themes, how-to, bug tracking, GitHub, and off you go. Now these guys, well, this is for if you want to git clone everything and build everything from scratch, but we have pacman. Eh? We just say sudo pacman -s ice tap tap and find whatever ice we have on the machine, right? Sudo pacman -s ice. Ice, baby. So these are the things we have, and it's the Icewm that we need. All right. Before I restart, since all the browsers are open, we have, of course, arcolinux.com, and some of the desktops got a lot of information, a lot of explanation, a lot of videos, and a lot of articles, and some of them don't, right? So Icewm is one of those that you go, it's a difficult one, this one, and then go there, and then Icewm. It's still early in the morning here, as you see. And here we are. For this particular item, we don't make separate articles or anything like that. We just made 5 videos, and everything you need to know is in these 5 videos. And that's where you need to find information, plus of course here, plus here, plus here. Go for Linux Icewm. Let's see how many videos we can find. And we have here more elements. And don't be distracted or don't think, well, think out of the box basically, right? Because Debian doesn't really matter what we are. We're talking about Icewm, so a desktop. Same thing with Plasma and anything else, right? Plasma is Plasma anywhere. Doesn't matter. You learn from all these videos. So that's cool, and remind yourself of that. Obscure window manager project 5 years ago. Oh, look at that, right? DistroTube. Best window managers. So yes, it's not a tiling window manager. Enfin. So have a look around. If you see after this video, oh look, this looks nice, I'm gonna try this out. Be my guest, right? It's all about choices. And we give you a head start with all these templates, with all these window manager and tiling window managers, and then make it your own. Change the config any way you see fit. And this is Icewm. Let's stop using this one. Software install and remove things. Launch ArcoLinux tweak tool. Too much to tell. A lot of things you can do. Update arch mirrors and the screen resolution. That's something we could do. So we have a bigger screen, virtual one, resolution 1920, 1080, apply it, and then maybe save it for a rainy day. That's the code you need to get a big screen. All right, bye. So right mouse click, we've got this. That's another way of doing things. Right, Windows, enter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right mouse click, log out, escape, right mouse click, settings, preferences, and stuff you've never seen before, themes, right? We always go for the dark by default, and have here the same thing. So down here, or right mouse click here, same thing. And Super X is gonna work. Control T is working. Super Q is working. Super Shift Enter is working. Super Shift Q not working. Super Q is working. Super Shift X is not working. Super X is. Super Shift D is there, and Super D is not there, right? So every single desktop has its own thing, its own elements, and its own configuration, and you just, well, figure it out basically. And variety, of course, is present. because we are tired of this wallpaper and you want your own wallpapers or change the wallpapers. var is the thing to change wallpapers, but then you use my configuration. That means that if we log out, that variety will kick in. Maybe a quick look here, right? Icewm session is the one you want. Of course, the size is again wrong, so that's something to figure out. In the videos you can find the information. This is not a wallpaper of mine. This is straight coming from Wallhaven. So my preferences with var are now in here. Abstract things, minimal things, spacey things, sci-fi things, and simple things, right? Those are, they're fetched and they're provided as you wish. Every 5 minutes, every 5 days, every 500 days, you change it. All right, Icewm view. Have fun learning about this particular desktop. Cheers.